Hey there, it's Jenny, and I am back with another week in my Bujo. This week I have a new layout. I'm creating 3 columns on each side of the page, and I'm leaving one space in between each of the columns. I am going to do this about 2/3 of the way up the page and leave the top blank for some decor and some stamping. Anyway, so the reason I am creating this Bujo is I really love the concept of a bullet journal, or really just kind of a journal in general. However, I haven't been great at that in the past. And the same thing is true for the bullet journaling. I loved it when I did it in the fall. However, I really require a little bit more structure for my planning. And so I was left not able to be able to use a bullet journal, but I still really wanted to enter this idea of a memory a day, just a sentence or two about something that I want to remember about that day or something that stood out, something like that, and creating it with the creativity of a bullet journal. So that's what I'm trying right now. You can see I divided up the right hand column into 2 for Saturday and Sunday, and I'm going to use these Studio Calico stamps from my stash to decorate the top. I have used these stamps before, and so I've already created the masks out of sticky notes over there. You see them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about making masks, you can look back in a couple of my previous videos. We talk about it, but simply stamping on a sticky note, then cutting out that image, and then, as you can see right there, placing it on top of a stamped image. Then that way I can overlap the stamps, but they're not actually overlapping the stamped images. So you'll see what I mean when I pull this up here, right here. So I'm going to stamp this right here, this good day phrase. I absolutely love it. It's super beautiful and it's really big. And then you see I pull that mask off. So none of the stamped image from the good day image got on that cloud. So it's a great way to be able to overlap stamped designs without actually having the ink and the designs overlap, if that makes sense. Looks like things are tucked behind or hidden behind one another, if you will. So basically I'm trying to create a very whimsical sky design across the top between the clouds and the words and then some sun, those types of things all across the top of this layout. I really want it to feel playful and whimsical. It's going to have a aqua and yellow color palette, and I am using black VersaFine for the black. I'm using this yellow VersaFine Clair for the sun, and then I'm also using the stamp pad from the Stamp Market called Tropic Teal. I really enjoy the Stamp Market's ink pads. I think that they do a really great job of they're really super versatile and they don't bleed in any of the applications that I use them for. Now I'm cleaning off the yellow sun because I'm finished with it, and then I want to move on to the next piece, which will actually be the center of the sun. I could have left it blank because it's really quite cool without it, but I really wanted that intense pop of yellow. Now I forgot to put something behind the back of that, so I had to sort of get my hand back there to provide the pressure. As you can see on the left side, particularly when you don't have a lot of pages already done, it can be very difficult to stamp. So I often just place an extra stamp pad behind the left page to prop it up and give more pressure underneath so that I can get the proper what's the word for that? Oh my gosh, so it comes out right when I stamp it, right? I need that firm, even pressure, and so that extra stamp pad helps provide that. Now you can see I'm looking through the stamps because I still want to add more, but I need to use the black, so I put the aqua back there instead. And right there I did overlap that phrase. It didn't need to be hidden. However, moving forward, I want to have a little bit of overlapping without the stamping intersecting. So I've put the mask of the stamp right on top right there, and then I'm going to stamp this other little cloud over there as well, and you'll see hopefully when you pull it up that it just looks like it's peeked behind that other big white cloud. All right, so we've moved all the way across. It's very cheerful and fun. And then now I'm going to add this. I love the circle with the words. I don't know what it is about that type of stamp, but I think it always feels really fun. And obviously you could put a little something inside there. I'm not going to because it overlaps, but I like that just how it is. Now I'm going to start writing in the lines with the black Paper Mate Flare. This kind of layout is exactly the reason why I do use pencil first and I don't do pen first, because I want to be able to erase some of the pencil lines and just have the stamping at the top. So this way I'm able to just draw in the black lines that I actually want to be there, and I don't have to worry about the lines going through the area that I stamped. Once I am finished, I think that will make perfect sense if it doesn't already. But so it's very, very easy to use the pencil first, and then if you have any stray pencil marks, just use an eraser and erase those. There are some areas where it's a little bit tricky near the stamping at the top where I have to be a little bit more careful because they're just tiny little lines where I want to fill in, but it's okay. It provides a little bit more of a challenge and it's kind of interesting. I'm using the Papermate Flare because I wanted a slightly more broad line, not so fine or so thin, and the Papermate Flare, because it has a little bit bigger of a tip than the Sharpie pen that I've been using lately, it is nice to use the Papermate Flare. It also, I love change and I love changing it up, so it works out great. It's nice to use a different pen that I haven't been using for a while. Okay, so now I'm going to add some more stamping. As you can see, the little circle up in the right hand corner. And I had torn a page out of this notebook, and unfortunately it then also tore this right hand page out, but I didn't really realize that it was quite so loose until I was about halfway through. So I've decided I'm just going to keep it in there. I'll probably add some washi tape to have it stay in there. I don't want to recreate it, but I could obviously recreate it if I wanted to. I'm just not going to. Now, I love these dashed lines. I think they're really cute. And obviously, they're probably supposed to represent rain, like if I turned them vertically coming out of the clouds, which would be super cute, by the way. But I really like the way that the dashed lines look. I think they provide some really fun contrast and sort of a more geometric look to the page that's pretty organic with the clouds and the sun and all that. Now I'm going to also stamp a bunch of these little tiny suns. They're so cute. They're just the tiniest little yellow suns across the top and then across the very bottom. I love the scattered look. I think it's adorable, and I think it's fun to just add this. The shape of the suns is really playful, so I enjoy that very much. I am simply using a stamp cleaner and spraying that on the stamp and then wiping these off on a microfiber towel. I have finally found that this is a great way for me to keep my stamps clean because the baby wipe situation just wasn't working out for me anymore, and I'm really enjoying this one very much. Now I've just got to add the dates across the bottom, and that's pretty much it for me. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any comments, please leave it in the box below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks so much and make it a great day.